Hello, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just on the Wendover Canal arm. This is the first of a couple of videos I'm doing on the arm. The first stage, this is a open canal here. I'm going to take you up to what it was phase one, which was an extension of the canal, and then on the second video we're going to go from what is called the landfill all the way up to the A41, which is a section which is very much in restoration and not far off by the looks of it. So the canal follows 120mm contour of the Chiltern Escarpment. It comes off the Tring summit of the Grand Union Canal, obviously 120 metres. It's the highest point on the Grand Union Canal, so they needed a feeder. This was the Wendover Arm was originally a chalk stream, which they were going to use as a feeder for the canal. But instead there wasn't much difference in costs of actually turning it into a canal, so that was done instead. We've got here just a little over spillway which feeds into below the lock on the top of the flight, so any excess water goes down the canal rather than being wasted. We're using Rail Maps Online again today to show you where we are, so thank you to Matthew Bromley for allowing us to use his website, and a huge thanks to Chris Lowe for designing the canal side. So we're on the Wendover Arm of the Grand Union Canal, which is this section here. We're going to take a look at this section in this video, which is in water. This section here is under restoration. So we're going to go from Bulbourne Junction, just on the Grand Union at Tring Summit here, and have a little walk down through to here, through to the phase one of the restoration, which is just on the corner here. So yeah, as I said, the canal which starts in Wendover is in fact a red chalk stream. It runs for about 7 miles through multiple villages: Holton, Weston, Turville, Buckland, Drayton Bew, Camp. I'm probably saying that wrong, and Little Tring, and joins the canal at Bulbourne Junction. So the Grand Union Canal was obtained to build. It was obtained by an Act of Parliament in 1773, and in 1774 the second Act was obtained on the 20th of March 1794, which authorised branches, 3 of them to Buckingham, Aylesbury and Wendover. So each boat crossing the summit at Tring uses about 200,000 imperial gallons of water. It was realised quite soon that the water supply was inadequate. So they built a reservoir in Aylesbury Vale, which took excess water from the Wendover Arm via the weir shaft in White Houses. It's a pumping station a bit further down, which we'll cover on the next video. The pumping station was built in 1802, which had a Newcomen atmospheric beam engine. So that still wasn't enough water, so they followed up with more reservoirs. So the Marsworth Reservoir came in 1806, the Tringfrod Reservoir in 1814, and the Startop's End Reservoir in 1815. They also raised the banks of the Willstone Reservoir in 1811 and 1827, which was the first one that was originally built. It now has a capacity of 242 million imperial gallons. So we're just coming up to Gamnel Bridge now, which is Gamnel Wharf, which was a massive flour mill, which you'll see. So we've got the outfall for the Tring sewage works here. It's a good supply of water to the canal. It's also very clean water, believe it or not, from sewage treatment works. You can just kind of see it in the background. Water is cleaned quite extensively in the works, and it'd be very effluent, it'd be very clear. There won't be a lot in it. I worked on sewage treatment works for a year and a half. I know what the water going out is like. You could drink it. I wouldn't sort of a thing, but you know, it's very, very clean. It's full of good nutrients as well. All the bad stuff's taken out, nutrients are still in the water, so it's excellent for feeding the fish. So there's an angling society down here that do very well down here, and you know, you get a lot of roach, tench and bream attracted to the area. So if you're walking down here, like I said, we're just coming up to the bridge here. So this is Gamnel Bridge. Now there's no towpath underneath it, and you've got to cross to the other side of the canal to continue the towpath, and there's no footpath across the bridge either, so just be extra careful if you're down here. So there's the old flour mill here as well. It's about the only real heavily built on bit on the two sections. So flour was originally milled here using steam power and wind power. There used to be a windmill that was demolished. Up until 1952, the Bushell brothers operated a quite iconic boatyard next to this. But the site is now operated by Haygates and still produces flour to this day. quite a large building. The wall will be quite deep here, so just be a bit careful if you're down here. I think there's an outflow here as well. So on the drone footage you've just seen, there was a, you'll see on the edge of the houses there was a small feeder stream. Before the arm was restored beyond the pumping station in Tringfrod, that was the winding hole. If your boat was any longer than 20 foot, you could turn a 45-foot boat in there. But yeah, it restricted the canal quite heavily. So phase 1 is just up above here, which will be my second video, and that looks at the winding hole up there, the bridge, and then onwards to what's currently being restored. So we're just up to the pumping station now, which is a building up ahead here. It was built in 1816 to 1817 and contained a Bolton and Walt beam engine. A second steam engine was added when the station was extended between 1836 and 1838. Then Whitestones, which is which you'll see in the second video, was then demolished. In 1911, the building was extended and a diesel engine was added. So the second steam engine was scrapped in 1913. So the canal was used really to carry coal, timber, straw and manure. Straw was shipped to London, where it was used in bedding for horses, and manure was shipped the other way from the bus stations or the bus depots of London to be used on the farms to grow more crops. There was 3 gasworks down here, which coal was carried from the Midlands too. They were in Wendover, Holton and Buckland Wharf Bridge. The canal survived for about a working life of about 100 years, but as I said, it leaked really heavily. They tried to use asphalt in 1857, but only lasted about 13 years. So stop gates were added in 1897. They used stop planks initially, and then made proper gates which were replaced in 1901. The canal was then abandoned in 1904. So like I said, we're at phase 1 now of the restoration, which you can see ahead. Please have a look at that video when it's done, It will come out in a few days. Please like and subscribe, I appreciate it, and please get on and support the Wendover Trust. The links will all be in the description, as well as our website links in various places in the video. Thank you very much, have a good day and Happy New Year.